Hi, English learners. Welcome to English Unlocked, the Oral Mastery. Think of this as your daily dose of inspiration, where learning English feels like a breeze and improving your life feels like home. I am your host, Daniel.
And I am your expert guide, Jenny. It is just wonderful to be here with you all today. We are so ready to help you take another really confident step forward in your language journey.
We're absolutely thrilled you are joining us. You know, before we begin today's deep dive into English expressions, I just want to share a small, quiet moment from my morning.
Oh, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, so I woke up really early today. The house was completely silent. And I made myself a warm cup of coffee, sat down in my favorite chair, and I just spent some time reading a really good book.
That sounds incredibly peaceful.
It really was. I sat there in my quiet kitchen, just looking at the pages, and I thought about how much I enjoy that specific routine. But, you know, I also realized something else.
What was that?
Well, if someone asked me about this moment, simply saying, I like this, just it isn't enough. It really doesn't capture the magic of the morning. So it made me wonder, how do we actually express those deep feelings in English without sounding like a robot?
Right, without sounding stiff. That is such a beautiful observation. And really, it brings us exactly to our mission for today's conversation.
Exactly.
We are exploring the specific tools, the phrases you need to express your true passions, your daily preferences, and, you know, your biggest future dreams in English. We want you to feel completely authentic when you tell the world who you are.
I love that, feeling authentic. I think expressing your feelings in English is a lot like building a house.
Oh, building a house. How so?
Yeah, think about your feelings like a house you are building. The simple words, like the word, like, well, they are the solid floor.
Right, the foundation.
Exactly. Then you have words like enjoy. Enjoy is the warm furniture you put inside to make it comfortable. And finally, you have the word love. Love is the beautiful roof on top. Today, we are going to build that house together from the ground up.
I absolutely love that analogy. We are building the house of your personality today. So let's start by laying down that solid floor. We are going to look at the foundation of everyday positivity.
Right.
We're going to talk about the two most common everyday words, which are like and enjoy.
Perfect. So let's go back to my morning story, right? The coffee and the book. If someone asked me what I do in the morning, I might say, I like to read.
Yes, a great simple sentence.
But right away, I know many English learners, they start worrying about grammar here. They freeze up. They ask, wait, should I say I like to read or should I say I like reading? Let's just clear that up right now.
Yes, please. Let's remove that rude block immediately. Listeners, please don't let small grammar rules stop you from speaking naturally. For oral mastery, both of those phrases are perfectly correct.
Both of them.
Yes, absolutely. I like to read and I like reading. Well, they mean exactly the same thing in casual conversation. They both just tell the listener about a positive preference.
That is so good to hear. Takes the pressure off.
Exactly. They are the classic, simple way to open the door and share a little bit about your routine.
But, you know, as I mentioned with my morning coffee, sometimes you want to open that door a little wider. Sometimes the word like is, oh, it's simply too basic.
Right. It doesn't give enough detail.
Yeah, it doesn't tell the whole story. If I want to sound more connected to the activity, I grade the word. I say, I enjoy reading. But let me ask you this. If like and enjoy mean basically similar things, why do we actually need both of them?
That is a great question. We need both because they do slightly different jobs in English. English is all about flavor, you know.
Flavor, right.
The word like is basically a simple yes or no. Do you like apples? Yes. Do you like reading? Yes. It is just a simple fact. But the word enjoy, it is much more about the experience.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, when you say enjoy, it adds a special flavor of happiness. It means you are taking active pleasure in the process of doing something. You are actively feeling happy right in that specific moment.
Ah, okay. So like is a simple preference, but enjoy is the active experience of happiness. That makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Let's think of a real-world example to make this super clear for you listening. Think about walking in the local park.
Okay, I am picturing a park.
But not just, you know, a fast walk to get to work. Imagine it is the perfect spring afternoon. The sun is shining warmly on your shoulders. You look around and the spring flowers are fully blooming.
Oh, that sounds beautiful.
Right. You take a slow, deep breath of the fresh, clean air. In that specific moment, you don't just like the park as a general fact. You are actively taking pleasure in it. So you say, I enjoy walking in the park.
I can honestly feel the warm sun when you describe it like that. That is the true power of the word. Now, let me give you another example. I also, I enjoy cooking.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Yeah.
Now, I am definitely not a professional chef. Sometimes I burn the garlic or, I make a mess. But I find immense pleasure in the process. I take the fresh tomatoes, I chop the garlic, I heat the warm olive oil.
You are making me hungry.
Right. I cook this huge pot of pasta for my close friends. And when I finally put that warm food on the table and I watch my friends smile, I feel deeply happy. It is an active feeling. So I say, I enjoy cooking.
That is the perfect way to use that word. You are highlighting the warm feeling of making people smile. Now, I have to be completely honest with you here.
Thank you.
I am a terrible cook. If I try to cook a big meal, the kitchen quickly becomes a disaster. There are dirty pots everywhere, so I don't enjoy cooking. But I absolutely enjoy eating pasta.
Oh, who doesn't enjoy eating pasta?
Exactly. Especially if a good friend cooks it for me. Even if someone is a terrible cook, they can still enjoy the process of tasting the rich tomato sauce. It is all about finding what makes you smile in the moment.
Well, maybe I can cook a big plate of fresh pasta for you one day. So we have built our solid floor. Like is the simple preference. Enjoy is the warm furniture because it focuses on the active experience. Now, it is time to build the roof.
A beautiful roof.
Yes, we are moving from simple happiness to true, strong passion. We are going to talk about the word love.
Yes. If enjoy is for a peaceful walk in the park, what word do we use for the things that made our hearts beat faster? We use the word love. We say, I love.
The ultimate expression.
Exactly. This is the absolute ultimate expression of passion in the English language.
Okay, but let me push back a little here. I know many learners get really confused by this.
How so?
Well, if I say I love pizza or I love my new shoes, doesn't that sound overly dramatic? Isn't the word love supposed to be kept just for your family or your husband or your wife?
I am so glad you brought that up. It is a major point of cultural confusion. In many languages, you are absolutely right. Love is highly protected.
It's very serious.
Yes. But English culture is much more casual with this word. In English, love isn't just for people. It is perfectly normal to use it for music, for movies, and for hobbies. You can love a good slice of pizza. It simply shows you have a bright, powerful enthusiasm.
That is very reassuring for our listeners. So we don't need to worry about sounding too dramatic. Love is just our way of showing big passion.
Exactly.
Let's talk about music, for instance. Imagine a dark, rainy afternoon. You're sitting quietly inside with a warm cup of tea. In that atmosphere, I love listening to jazz music.
Oh, jazz is so relaxing.
It really is. The slow sound of the saxophone just brings me deep comfort.
Well, my personal passion is quite different. I love pop music.
Pop music.
Yes. And the reason why is the energy. Pop music has a fast beat. When I hear a great pop song, it physically makes me want to dance. That intense feeling of wanting to move, that is exactly why I use the word love. What about movies? Do you have that strong reaction to movies?
Oh, absolutely. I love watching action movies.
Action movies, really?
Oh, yeah. I love seeing the incredibly fast cars driving down the streets. I love the big adventures. It literally makes my heart race. My brother is the exact same way. My brother loves action movies, too. We can sit together for hours just completely amazed by the cars.
That sounds exciting for you, too. I actually lean toward a completely different kind of film. I love funny movies. I love comedy.
Comedies is great.
For me, there is absolutely nothing better than sitting on the sofa and laughing until my stomach physically hurts. There is a very famous saying in English, laughing is the best medicine.
Laughing is the best medicine. I hear that idiom quite often. Let's explain that to our listeners. Why do English speakers compare laughing to taking medicine?
Think about what medicine actually does. Medicine fixes your physical body when you are sick, right? Well, this phrase suggests that laughing works the exact same way, but for your mind.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, when you have a hard day, a genuinely good laugh cures you. It washes the stress away. That is exactly why I love comedies. They give me that specific medicine.
That is a wonderful way to explain it. But, as we build this house of our personality, we have to admit something important. Life is not always about eating warm pasta and laughing at funny movies.
Very true.
We do not love everything in the world. Sometimes we do not even like things. It is equally important for you, the listener, to know how to set gentle boundaries. We need to express what we do not enjoy.
Setting gentle boundaries is a critical skill. It is how you protect your peace. So, let's talk about the absolute simplest way to show a negative feeling. You just take our floor word, like, and you add one small word in front, don't. You say, I don't like.
I don't like. Very clear, very direct.
Exactly.
For example, think about the middle of winter. The freezing wind is blowing. You have to wear a heavy coat, but you are still shivering. Your fingers feel like frozen blocks of ice. In that situation, you can honestly say, I don't like cold weather.
Yes, that paints a very clear picture. Here is another universal example that everyone listening will understand. Think about your kitchen after hosting a big dinner party.
Oh no.
The dirty plates are stacked high. The water in the sink is cold and greasy. You have to stand there scrubbing the heavy pots. Let's be completely honest with each other. I don't like washing the dishes.
I'm laughing because absolutely nobody likes washing dishes. I'm sure every single person listening agrees with you. But let's explore a slightly different social situation.
Okay, what kind of situation?
Saying, I don't like, is very direct. Sometimes if someone is offering you something, it can feel a little too hard. How can we make this boundary softer and more polite in English?
English culture places a huge value on social harmony. So we add a social cushion. We take the word really and drop it into the phrase. Instead of I don't like, you say, I don't really like.
I don't really like.
Yes, it makes the boundary much softer. It acts as a polite cushion for your honest words.
So let's say I am visiting a friend's house. They kindly offer me tea, but I prefer coffee. I can smile and say, I like coffee, but I don't really like tea.
Exactly. It sounds much kinder than a sharp no. You compare your preferences, which is very polite.
But let me ask you this. Is it considered rude to tell someone you don't like something? Sometimes learners just say yes to everything because they are terrified of offending people.
I completely understand why they worry, but the answer is no. It is not rude at all. Using I don't really like helps people know the real you. If you always say yes to things you hate, people will never truly know your personality.
That is incredibly comforting. Honesty, delivered softly, builds stronger friendships.
Absolutely.
So we have explored our present reality. We talked about like, enjoy, love, and don't like. Now it logically makes sense to step into the future. Let's talk about our biggest dreams and goals.
This is genuinely my favorite part. Talking about the future brings such a feeling of hope. When you want to share a big dream, you use the beautiful phrase, I would love to.
I would love to. It just sounds so full of possibility. Let's paint some vivid pictures for our listeners. What is one major dream you have for your future?
If I had to choose one massive dream, it would be this. I would love to visit Italy.
Clearly.
Yes. I want to physically walk down the ancient cobblestone streets. I want to see the classic art. And most importantly, I want to sit at a tiny table and eat real Italian pizza. I want to taste the fresh red tomatoes and the warm melted cheese.
Wow, the sensory details there are incredible. You completely transported me. I would love to, is clearly the perfect phrase for that. For me, I would love to visit Japan.
Japan is gorgeous.
It is. Whenever I see photographs of Japan, I see the green mountains, I see the bright pink cherry blossom trees. It just looks incredibly peaceful. I would love to experience that quiet beauty in person.
That sounds like a wonderful journey. But dreams do not only have to be about traveling, you know. They can be about learning new skills.
That's very true.
For example, I would love to learn to speak Spanish. Whenever I listen to native speakers, it sounds so smooth. It is a deeply musical language. I would love to fully understand the rhythm behind those fast words.
Learning a new language is a beautiful goal. Speaking of challenging skills, I have one.
Yeah.
I would love to learn to play the guitar.
Oh, the guitar. That's difficult.
It is. I know my fingers will probably hurt. The metal strings are sharp. But I also know that eventually the music will be beautiful. I acknowledge it is difficult, but it is worth the challenge.
It is always worth the challenge. And that thought brings us right back to you, the person listening to us right now. Let's connect this directly to your life. Think deeply about the year 2026.
Yes, the year 2026.
What are the big, exciting dreams you hold in your heart for this upcoming year?
Maybe you would love to travel to a new country. Or perhaps your dream is professional. Maybe your goal for the year 2026 is getting a better job. You want to walk into an interview and confidently speak English.
Exactly. And please remember, English is not just a textbook subject. English is the key tool that will help you reach these dreams, like getting that better job. Your growing English skills will carry you there.
We truly believe that. So as we come to the end of our deep dive today, let's recap the house we built. We started with the solid floor, I like. Then the warm furniture, I enjoy. Next, the beautiful roof, I love.
After that, we learned how to build a polite fence around our house. We used the direct phrase, I don't like, then we softened it. I don't really like. And finally, we looked at the open sky for our dreams. I would love to.
You possess all the tools now, but having the tools is only the first step. You have to actually use them. So we have a specific listener challenge for you today.
Yes, a challenge.
I want you to go to the comments right now and type 3 things using your new tools. First, one thing you like. Second, one thing you don't like. And third, one thing you would love to do this year.
Please share with us. We promise you every single comment will be read. Why? Because mastery comes from practice. You must actively create the English words yourself. So start typing.
And before we officially go, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Think about your daily routine. What is one simple thing you like doing today that could turn into something you would love to do as a career tomorrow?
Oh, that's a great question.
Right. Maybe you like drawing on your notepad and it becomes a design career. How can that quiet like transform into your biggest future dream? Keep that thought in your mind.
That is an incredibly inspiring question. Thank you so much for giving us your time today and for learning with us. Keep practicing, keep dreaming, and keep speaking your truth. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, everyone. Have an absolutely wonderful day, and please keep sharing your amazing passions with the world. We will see you next time.